Hey Taurus Gemini, how's everyone? We're checking out some energies for you guys from October 1st to 15th. See where you're at, what's going on. We're going to start off with an ancient Egyptian oracle card. And you guys have Erit 4. Alright, and I'm going to read directly from the book. Okay, Erit 4, Passions. This Erit shows how we relate the realms of beauty and artistry. It also indicates how we feel and act towards our emotional partner and the opposite sex. There is a considerable self-sacrifice within this Erit, and this trend, if taken to extremes, might indicate a martyr complex. We must remember that love has to be a two-way process, and we will all give in the hope that we will receive in return. The art will draw our attention towards the arts and indicate whether we have any talent in that direction. It will point out, by way of any following cards, what creative energies are present. We should remember that a person who has built up a large, successful company has certainly been creative, but not necessarily in an artistic way. Okay. So that's an interesting card. I like how it says that creative but not necessarily in an artsy kind of way. So I guess it depends what kind of company it is, because if your company has to do with graphic design or something, that's probably straight up art. And I think being creative actually would be in that sense something like a MacGyver. Does that make sense? Like, you got a problem, you're going to solve it, and you're going to do this and this and this to get it done, and it feels like a MacGyver kind of a feeling. So that's pretty 80s. Let's check out your first card here. You have Princess of Cups. Okay, and I definitely am feeling the love side of this card, the Erit 4. So this could be the martyr feeling. Yeah, I feel like there could be some hurt here if your passions aren't reciprocated. Because at this point, like, just from these two cards, I don't see it being reciprocated yet. And for the arts, I think that this would be an artistic person in imagination and in love. So creative in those areas. I think I said that wrong. Yes, creative, not necessarily an artist of. But creative could be even manipulative in some ways. Keep going here and see what else comes up. You do have the Ten of Pentacles now. So now I see the business owner being very creative and making whatever company out of an emotional love for something. So whatever that may be. Like, I got a feeling of some kind of protection company, like security and alarms and that kind of a thing, because you're so protective of your family that that's the kind of business you want to operate. You know what I mean? Like something along those lines, where it's something that you're motivated to do it because of some emotion. And like, it's a love emotion, most likely family oriented. Could be something that your family all does together, or you're taking over the family business. or something like that. Like, I just met this family the other day at the farmer's market. They were a whole family of sheep farmers, and they were the sweetest people ever, and oh my gosh, I couldn't stop talking to them. By the end of it, I wanted my own sheep farm, which is totally out of my league, but whatever. It was just a really interesting family to meet. So that's another kind of energy I get from this, is something where the whole family pitches in and does a certain part of the job that runs the whole company. Like, everybody does their own part. Now you have Prince of Wands. Now this is a very creative person, very passionate about things. I feel like they are artistic, but again, if they're artistic for very short periods of time. And I can attest that. It'd be like drawing for 1 hour out of a week instead of drawing for every single day. Or like drawing little pictures instead of one big mural. So like sketches on a napkin over a huge mural on the side of the restaurant. So there's, like, could be like a comic artist over like a portrait / mural artist or something like that. It could be a jingle writer over a song writer, or, something like that, where it's shorter spurts of something creative. And I have the 9 of Wands, and so this is more creativity to me, because Wands are the creative side. And again, I don't necessarily feel as much artistry as I do creativeness, and maybe even a willing to fight for their position in this competitive arena. So very ambitious, very ambitious. I feel like for the most part in a good way. And with the 10 of Pentacles here, whatever you're doing, it's working, it seems. Things are going well. So, I guess as long as you're being creative in a positive and not manipulative kind of way, I think this is a really good looking reading. Now about the love stuff, it looks like things are really good, and then it looks like somebody could actually come in and maybe try and mess up the situation a little bit, and then your partner would be very furious about this, I feel like. So be careful of that energy, because I don't think it would be your fault. It's like somebody else doing something out of the ordinary, or something like that. It just is an odd thing. Okay, we're going to take an Angel Therapy card. Booyah. Twin Flame, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. Wow. Okay, so this twin flame is a very important part of your life here, obviously. And I feel like things could go really well here, as long as somebody doesn't come in and try and act a fool. Because, like, your relationship would be pretty solid if you're with a twin flame. It could also be that the twin flame is the person coming in. Yikes. That could be really crazy for you. Because it's like, if it were a true twin flame connection, would you drop everything, your whole family and everything, for this twin flame connection? You really have to stop and think about that for a second. And then also, there's a lot of people that can use the twin flame idea as a way in. So for instance, somebody's never heard of the twin flame before. It's like they've heard of soulmates and that kind of stuff, but they've never actually heard of twin flames. And so the person they meet maybe even randomly says twin flame. And so all of a sudden they're like, well, what does that mean? Is that like a soulmate? And they're like, well, kind of, but blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you've got this new idea in your mind. You never heard of it before. And someone's claiming to be yours. That could be really, really, really crazy. And I feel like that could possibly happen here. So I feel like there's like a need to be super grounded in your emotional and love energy right now. Make sure you don't go and do something crazy because you think you've met your twin flame overnight. The most important thing about the love was it has to be a two-way process. So make sure you're getting what you're giving. Sorry, you're giving what you're receiving. Does that make sense? Did I say it wrong? Anyway, there needs to be a give and take. So maybe it could feel like in a long-term relationship that feeling's kind of like outdone its time or something, or I don't know how to explain it, but it could feel like that kind of energy's over for your long-term relationship, and that's why it could be very easy to jump into this new relationship, which, if it's a twin flame relationship, may be really, really important to do that. But I just want you to make sure that it full on is. I want to believe it is because the card is right there. But there's just this slight reservation. So, depends what kind of situation you're in and what's going on around you. So, now that creative thing comes into play again. Remember how I said it was a manipulative, possibly energy? That's kind of what I'm getting with from this twin flame, is if it's not a true twin flame, it's somebody who's full on manipulating you into thinking that it's a twin flame relationship. So you'll do something crazy like divorce your long-term husband and leave your kids, and something crazy like that, which not always crazy, but right now in this reading it feels crazy to me. It feels like someone's just egging you on in this situation. Yikes. So I've never got that feeling from twin flame reading before. So, interesting cards. I hope this gives you a little bit of insight for the next couple weeks, and I'll see you in October. If you want a personal reading, you can check the description below, and it should give you as much information as you need, hopefully. And oh yeah, try me on Instant Go if you want to. But just know that my notifications aren't coming in quite as regular as they should be, so I might even miss you. I kind of check in as much as I can, but if I miss you, don't worry, I'll get to you as soon as I can. All right, take care, guys.